All right, 97.1. By the way, David, I know this wasn't in football today, and we're going to get to the callers. Boy, Zach Wilson really doesn't get it, does he? Zach, did you see the Jets quarterback, his comment today?
No, I haven't seen
What
the
if the
latest.
Jets sign a veteran quarterback? I'm going to make his life hell every day in practice. Zach,
Yeah, I saw that.
Zach, I want to just pull you aside. Nobody wants you here.
Well, you got to admire the confidence.
Oh, and then you got his mom blasting fans and the team. And it's just a small market team has got to trade for that kid and rehabilitate him. It'll never work in New York.
No, the moment is too big. New York is too big for him. Yes, you're right.
Crazy.
If he's in a place like Seattle, he's insulated.
Something.
He would be fine.
Hell, put him in L.A. Nobody knows he's there.
Honestly, where is it? He goes to, I don't know if they would do it again, but he goes to Carolina.
Oh, God.
Isolated place, he would be fine. You go to Atlanta, that's witness relocation.
Can I give you something real quick here? Because, I think this was all expected here, but the numbers have come out for last night's championship game.
Yeah.
By 15-minute intervals, so we can kind of tell what you think I'm about to give you here. 8 o'clock, it was at 20 million. That was the highest, 20 million viewers. Then it goes to about 20, 19, 16 by 9:15.
2.
It did jump. It was at 15 at 9:30. It jumped to 16 at 9:45, which was the trailer.
The Ant-Man trailer came.
That was the trailer at the
I
end
know
of the
you
third
don't
quarter.
care about this, Mike, but that was a big deal. That was the only reason I was sticking around. Like, will they just play the trailer so I could turn this game on?
Dude, the committee got what they deserved. They got what they deserved. Their national title game was a joke. It should have been Georgia TCU, Michigan OSU. They tinkered. I told you this before the games were played. It's ridiculous.
But here's the thing. I thought maybe they had it because we were all patting them on the back. The semifinal games have never been this good. Ever. The final game, not so much. The final game felt like most semifinal years where one plays 4. And I think we now see who should have been 4 was TCU.
So by the time they were eating chicken on the sidelines, it was at 11 million. So,
Kenny,
Nice.
and that's about it.
248-539-9797. Let's get to the people. We will go over to Tim out in Clarkston, 97.1. Hi, Tim. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys. Great show today. I had a crazy Lions question for you guys.
Sure. I'm down. Let's hear it.
Well, with the Rams facing a rebuild now, kind of suddenly, a complete rebuild, if you were Brad Holmes, would you trade that number 6 pick back to the Rams for Jalen Ramsey, who's 28, makes $20 million a year, and Bobby Wagner, who's 32, makes $10 million a year? Maybe you'd have to throw in a future second or third. Would you consider that if Les Snead would do it?
All right. I'll play the game with you just because, well, this is what we do. So I'll tell you right on surface. It begins and ends with whether Jalen Ramsey even wants to be here. Yeah. Okay? And
if he wanted to be here, I would do it.
Yeah, there's no hesitation based on he is a game changer. What we know about Jalen Ramsey is the following. Loves the spotlight, loves the big city, loves that L.A. market. I understand he don't want to be a part of a rebuild. But if you tell him, hi, you've been traded to Detroit, I don't know that he's going to take it the way Blake Griffin did. Now, if Rico's right, if you have his buy-in, and I got a guy who signed spitballing here through the 25 season, which means I get him next year, the year after, and the year after that. 3 years of Ramsey versus 5 years of a rookie. Would I do it? Of course I would.
Yeah, because you're close. You're on the verge of being a playoff team. A Ramsey now makes you start getting into that conversation of being a Super Bowl contending team.
Now, the issue would be Jalen Ramsey, I think, is 28. You're towards the end. I'm not giving him an extension. Then that creates a problem because he's going to bitch and moan. He's going to show up in a Brinks truck. You got to be careful, and without knowing.
Now you're Patrick Peterson.
No, exactly. You're by NFL standards, you're Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So Tim, it's not crazy. Your mind is in the right place. I'll be up front. Welcome to our offseason, everybody. I'm not interested in using all my draft picks. I'm not interested in having 5 more young children to babysit if I'm Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell because I'm trying to win the North next year. That doesn't mean you
know
F
what?
them picks.
No. See, I think just the opposite, where you would start moving around unless it is somebody there. Now, you brought up a great point. Disgruntled player wants off their team.
Right.
Then, yes, I give up that number 18 pick to get that guy on the team.
Right.
But if that player doesn't exist or it's not a position of need for me,
I'm taking the player.
I'm taking all of those picks because that means you're in control of all the salary for the next 3 to 5 years of players.
Hey, I'll give you another thing I would do, and fans are going to be upset with me, but whatever. I'm not in the business of making you happy. Like, I'll tell you right now, let's say this offseason, I don't think Cincinnati can pay T. Higgins. I'd give up the 18th pick for T. Higgins in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Big physical guy on one side, burner on the other in J-Mo, slot machine in Amon-Ra, my 17 different tight ends.
Yep.
Guys, I just being honest
And that's
with
what I say. Yeah, if you got disgruntled player, I give up 18. But if that
You're not
doesn't-
giving up 6.
No.
Okay. And I'm okay with that.
6 would have to be something special.
Yeah, let me give you an understanding here.
I mean, now if you want to trade Lance, I'd make that trade.
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey's guaranteed is done after this season, which means he will want a contract.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, David, I don't want to do that. Look, I don't know the guy. See, a guy like Jalen Ramsey, you got to know the player personally. You got to know exactly what we're doing here. Bit of a hothead. Mm-hmm. He can be a little bit of a loose cannon, a wild card on the field. Now, at his best, he's one of the few defensive backs that I think can be a game changer.
No, he is. But now, if I can look and see, if I can't get him and there's a Joey Porter Jr. sitting there at 18,
Love. Keely Ringo.
he's gone.
No.
He'll be gone.
Shut
He's
your
gone at
mouth.
18.
My
gone
point is,
before
I
18.
like Ringo and
Yeah.
Porter because they're both at least 6'2".
Yeah.
I get a little scared of like a 5. Like, you know why Hodges Tomlinson ain't going to be a first-round pick? He might be 5'8", the kid from TCU. He's a good college corner, really is.
And he may be good in the NFL, but
He's
not
tiny.
first round. Yeah.
A 6'2" corner. Let's go over to Chad, 97.1. Chad, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mikey, thanks for taking the call, Rico. Yeah, I don't think we would have lost. When I say we, I mean Michigan. We would have lost to Georgia as bad as TCU did. TCU lost by 58. Yeah, we lost by 30. That makes everybody else feel better.
Yeah, I mean, that's Chad,
right.
some of your fan base calls in. It's like, guys, no one's saying you'd lose by 60, but you're not beating that team. What are we doing here?
Dude. Like, I was so bummed. I've been so bummed for the last week. I'd be walking in the grocery store, you know, in a good mood, and then I'd see a block M, and I would automatically get depressed. It'd be like when you're reminded of your ex-girlfriend or you're trying to get over a breakup. Every block M I saw, I was like, it would remind me of the game. And then I watched last night, and I was like, yep, so much for that. Like, because I felt like we blew this huge opportunity. And I realized watching last night, you know what? Georgia was not susceptible. And, Mike, I agree with you a little. Is Ohio State built to beat a team like Georgia but not us?
Yes.
But to some degree, after watching last night, I think they were almost sleepwalking. They didn't take Ohio State seriously.
Maybe.
Because look at what that team
No,
did.
you know what,
last night. Ohio
Chad?
State woke them up.
No, Chad, here's what happened. Ohio State took that month and came up with a new strategy, and they went tempo. And they all of a sudden told C.J. Stroud, you are going to run the ball. They did things that they didn't show all season long. They caught Georgia by surprise. They used their month they very carefully and wisely.
You mean like their coach came up with something more than just Philly special, and that's your wrinkle that you
Chad.
came up with for a month?
Chad, so here's my question to you. This is how we'll end. Have you had enough of Harbaugh yet? I mean, what are we doing here with this NFL stuff?
Well, you know, it's funny. Again, this ties into last night because part of me was starting to think, okay, Jim's taking this as far as he can take it. And I try to explain to Michigan fans, Jim is not a guy like Day. Or he's just, or like Kiffin when he was at Bama. He's not going to see. You don't give him a month, and he's going to find ways to be successful against a great defense because he's that good. That's not Jim. He's taking his thing as far as he's going to take it. So if we're going to go further, we're going to have to bring in someone else. But then after watching last night, I'm going, we're back to square one.
No, there is nowhere to go.
We're going to be able to. There's nowhere to go. How do we compete with the SEC?
You don't.
I mean,
And that's why I think we have a college football problem, Chad. Rico and I slightly disagree. It's no big deal. But that's where if I'm him, I don't know, man, you can learn to be happy.
Yeah.
Crush the Big Ten, crush Ohio State, be a legend, live next to your pops. I don't know.
But no, I mean, but college football's had this problem, man, for decades, man. It's always been 3 or 4 teams.
Right, but it's never felt further away. We just watched a 65-7 murder on TV.
But it was also the largest game ever. Next year, first we were complaining, the playoff semifinal
it'll be
games
next
are bad.
year? It'll be Bama, Georgia in the final.
You know what? Here's the thing, and I know you don't want to hear this, but I do think that when they expand this and teams have to go week after week after week, injuries start playing a part in this thing, and I think that it will level the playing field even more when there's 12 teams instead of 4.
Wake me up when we get there.